everyone. Here we are again at the student world with another live taking place today at this beautiful Wednesday. Folks, I'm very happy because this is the very first episode of this brand new program that we're launching at the student world called the Student World Prime Choices. And then you may ask, what is this program going to be about? Well, this is going to be a weekly program. So every Wednesday at this exact same time, we're going to explore something in particular and show you all the best options for that particular thing. That can be, for example, studying your MBA in Europe. Then we're going to bring top universities, high-ranked universities that offer MBA programs in Europe. Or it can be like what we're having today, which is studying at a community college in the U.S. And then we're going to bring here today two of top community colleges, one in Florida and one in the Washington state. So anyway, that's the idea of the Prime Choices, because here at the Student World, our job is to show you as many opportunity, as many options possible, so you can choose the one that best matches your needs and your preferences. As we always say here at the Student World, when it comes to study abroad, there's no such thing as one institution fits all or one destination fits all. That's not right. We're different people. We have our own preferences, our own taste. For example, some of us really likes the idea of studying in a small city, while others likes the excitement of a huge metropolis like New York or Sao Paulo, right? So we have very different preferences. We have very different goals. So there's no such things as, oh, this is the best institution for all of you. No. And here in the Prime Choices, we always gonna bring different options, so you can find the one that best matches you, the one that you really like, that you can picture yourself studying there. All right. So every Wednesday, the Student World Prime Choices at this exact time, which is here in Amsterdam, where I'm based, it's 9 p.m. But whatever you are in the world, by the way, guys, before we start, put the name of the city that you are watching us from, so we can take a look of, how spread out around the world our audience is, right? Folks, this live show is going to take around 40 minutes, 50 minutes, but it's going to pass like this because we're going to have a lot of fun. And don't forget to always send your questions, because, don't let us be here all the time and talking and talking and talking. That's so boring. Come on, join us. Send your questions, send your comments. Say, hey, Carlos, you suck. Or, hey, this is pretty good. Any feedback you can give us, any engagement you can show will be much appreciated. All right. Before we start, don't forget to hit your like here if you're enjoying this video. Like. If you're not liking it, dislike. That's okay. Any kind of information you can give us will help us to see if we are actually in the right path. Because our goal, as I mentioned, folks, is to help you find the best, the right, the perfect, the awesome, the A+ study abroad destination for you. Okay? Cool. So today, the topic of this very first The Student World Prime Choices is study at a community college in the U.S. Now, many of you have the idea that studying the U.S. in a university in the U.S., it's so expensive. Oh my God, how am I going to do it? I cannot apply for that. I don't have the means to do so. But what we're going to do today is we're going to show you that there are ways that you can graduate from a top university paying way less, saving a lot of money, and even enjoying a lot. So we don't want you to feel too scary with the possible, amount of the possible prices that usually study at a U.S. university represents. Actually, before we move on, we do have an idea of how you're all, reacting when you first saw how much it costs to go to a university in the U.S. That's you, folks, probably. Now, if that was your reaction when you first saw the bill for going to university in the US, you're not alone. Many of us had the same reaction. But now, folks, as I mentioned, there is a way that you can get your diploma in the US without having to have that kind of reaction. And to talk more about that, we're going to invite here two super amazing guests. One is Beata from the Bellevue College in Washington State, and Irene from Florida Central College. So guys, please come on in. Hello everyone. How are you doing today? How are you, Beata?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for having us today. I'm excited.
Yeah, I hope you are. We're very excited. How about you, Irene? How are you feeling today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm very excited. Guys, did you like the gift that we just showed us?
Yeah. I started laughing right away.
Yeah, that is though the reaction. So when people see like the bills of some universities in the US, their first reaction is, exactly that. But today, as we mentioned, we're going to be talking about some pathways that many people around the world are not quite familiar yet, right? So but before we start, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit? Like where you say which college you're representing, where you're from, your background, and all that. What about we start with you, Beata?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having us again. And my name is Beata Anderson, and I currently work at Bellevue College in Washington State, which is located on the west side of the United States. And I am an international recruiter.
Very well. What about you, Irene?
Hi, everyone. My name is Irene, and I work in the International Student Services at the College of Central Florida, but I am also a student here at the college studying early childhood education.
Yay, nice. Guys, as you can see, both of these amazing ladies, they represent community colleges, right? This is a type of higher education institution in the US that not many of you are familiar with. And I, until like 2 years ago, I include myself in that group, and I work with international education, right? So before we start digging on the amazing opportunities of going to study in a community college, let's first take a step back and understand what are actually community colleges, right? So Beata, can you like explain to the nice folks out there who are watching us, what are community colleges?
Sure. So maybe I will tell you a little bit about the educational system in the United States very fast so you can understand the structure of our system. So first, the students start in the elementary school, and then there is a junior and high school. And then after high school, that's the time when the student decides to go to either community college or the four-year university. So community colleges are usually 2 years, and students can get an associate degree, and then they can transfer and complete 2 more years at the four-year university and get a bachelor's degree. So some of the students will choose community college first. Some students will choose to go to the four-year university. The benefit of attending community college first is that students can save a lot of money for going to the community college first, and the classes offered at the community college and for the first about 2 years are kind of similar to what you will get at the four-year university. But again, you're saving a lot of money because at the educational system in the United States, there's a general courses that every student needs to take. So you can take them at the community college or you can take them at the university. But again, you're saving a lot of money coming to the community college first. From my personal experience, I went to the community college and for 2 years, and then I transferred to the four-year university, and then got my bachelor's degree after. And I really enjoy my experience at the community college. The classes are smaller and it's just the community experience. So coming from abroad and getting that attention from professors and having a smaller classes, it's really beneficial for you. There are some other benefits, but maybe Irene wants to also talk a little bit about community colleges. So we'll just hear for you, and we'll continue letting you know what community colleges offer.
Yeah, we'll get to the other benefits later. How about you, Irene? How would you say that what makes community college such a great options for people looking for higher education in the U.S.?
So I think community colleges are especially a great option for international students, just because coming to the United States can be a bit daunting. You hear about like all of the big universities, and I think it could be a little scary. So community colleges are a good way because they kind of help you adjust to the college system that we have here in the US. They're very small, very personable, and it's just, when international students come here, they could get used to college and how things are, and then they'll be able to transfer to a bigger university. So overall, I think it's just a very good way to like start your college experience.
Cool. And so guys, okay, you're starting to, I think people are starting to get what community colleges are, right? What programs can people study at community colleges?
So Bellevue College actually offers a lot of different programs for students. We have associate transfer degrees, which is the most popular right now among international students. But also we have International High School Completion Program, and that's the only program offered in Washington State. There are non-degree programs as well. And for Bellevue College, even though we are a community college, we actually also offer bachelor degree programs. We don't have a lot, just over 10 programs, but there is an option for students to stay within Bellevue College for entire 4 years. And also we offer certificate programs.
Cool. So certificate programs, just so the people here, they can follow it. So certificate programs are almost like technical degrees. Can we put that way? Or like the ones that you get it after the 2 years?
So certificate programs will be a little bit shorter, probably more about a year. And specifically for international students, when there are some immigration regulation on how long they need to be and how many classes they need to take to stay in status. So for them, the certificate program will probably be about a year at least. And technical degree programs are usually 2 years.
Cool. Okay. So, all right, guys. Now I wanted to move on to you, Irene. How would you're saying that you're a student yourself, right? Right now, how could you differ the student experience at a community college from a typical university in the U.S.?
So to compare the two, going to a community college versus going to a university, I think at a community college, you are able to get so much more involved because there's a lot less students and it's overall like a smaller campus. So it's easier for you to join clubs, to have leadership positions, and there's just a lot more opportunities for you as an individual student.
Cool. Yeah, and the people mentioned as well that in community college, the classes are smaller. The relationship you have with the professor is way deeper. Like, how could you, like, is that also like the one huge difference between a community college and a big university, for instance?
Definitely. So at community colleges, especially at ours, the College of Central Florida, the classes, there's a lot smaller ratio between students and the professor. So your professor honestly can know you by name and just has a lot more time to focus on your personal like academic growth, which I think everybody appreciates and is a great, plus of going to community college.
Yeah, absolutely. Beata, you were like agreeing that. What's your view on that?
Yeah, it's very similar in Bellevue College. The ratio is about 21 students to one faculty member. So also the same, like the experience of professors to getting to knowing their students and vice versa. Where, you know, at the universities, class size sometimes it's even 200 students, and there's no chance that you can be noticed there. So especially for students coming for the first time to United States and experience, education here and how everything works, I think that's definitely a benefit of to attend the community college first.
Cool. And guys, actually, I have another question that just popped up in my mind. Is how flexible are the programs offered at community colleges? Like, can people just choose the different? Is it like almost like a self-service kind of system that you can build your own program, or they come as in one set? Can you like go over that a little bit? Maybe starting with you from Bellevue.
Yeah, sure. So, there is a application, of course, for students, and there are some required documents students need to submit. But at the time of the application, student can choose what major they want to choose. And yeah, there's plenty of different majors, from computer science to interior design, music, nursing. So there's a list of different majors for students to choose. So student can choose the major, the program they want to study when they come to Bellevue College. And then after they arrive, they will meet with the academic advisor, and they will have complete an academic plan where they will know exactly which classes for that specific major to take at each quarter.
Cool. And Irene, can you share, like you're a student yourself, can you share a little bit about the major that you chose and what's your plan?
So, as I mentioned before, I'm a student here. I just finished my first year, and I received my associate in arts degree in early childhood education. So I'm also going to stay here to get my bachelor's degree in early childhood education. And kind of as we touched on before, it's like there was kind of a specific set of classes that I had to take for requirements, but there were also a lot of electives. So it's not really like, oh, you have to take all of these classes and then you get your degree. You still have a lot of options, and I had a lot of options, which I thought was really nice when I was choosing my classes. And of course, like the advisors at our college, they're very friendly and open to just working with you and working with your schedule. Like if you need to take more classes in the evening or in the morning, it just depends on what you need.
Cool. And so we started this about that with saying that how community colleges are a way more viable option financially speaking, especially when we compare to like the main universities in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
How big is that difference? Like how I know that most people here are always like worried about like financing their studies. So can you like go over that a little bit? How much cheaper can it be?
It can be quite cheaper, several thousand of dollars. There's different support as well. Also, another things that to consider is when the students go to the four-year university, after getting a bachelor's degree, they're eligible for only 1 year of optional practical training, OPT. But if they do the community college first and get the associate degree, then they can do OPT after that associate degree, and then after bachelor's degree. So they have opportunity of doing 2 OPTs versus 1, and OPT allows you to work in the United States full time. So, so that's another great benefit. We do have a transfer agreement with different schools, and there's transfer fairs as well. So another thing to consider for student is that, when the student's already in the United States and attending community college, they can go to the transfer fair and meet with representatives from different universities and decide then when they already here, maybe what area or where they want to go and and they can actually talk, face to face from someone from the university they're interested in. So the costs really varies also, on the and the location and the state, but community colleges just are cheaper than for universities. So there is saving quite a little bit of money when coming to community college first.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So now it can just so we make sure that everybody there in the audience is understanding, because we talked about many different pathways, right? So the community college, basically, for all of you that are watching us here, if you're choosing to go, if you want to have your, if you want to study your higher education in the U.S. and you choose a community college, you basically have different pathways you can take, right? So can you just mention the different pathways, Beata? The first one, I guess, would be as you mentioned, and as it is Irene choices, the full bachelor's degree, right? So some community colleges do offer the 4 years normal undergraduate program. At the end they get their bachelor degree, right? What are the other options?
Yeah, so I think this is something new, and I think more and more community colleges are starting offering bachelor's degree, and probably we're gonna see this more and more across the United States. This is definitely one of the paths where students can come to study associate degree, and then after getting associate degree, they will continue with Bellevue College to get that bachelor's degree. So the 4 years. The other pathway would be to start and study associate degree and get 2 years of associate degree, but then transfer to the 4-year university for another 2 years, and also get a bachelor's degree. Of course, we also have the English as a second language program, so students also can come for that. And then even if they complete that program and want to continue, they can continue into the associate degree as well. So I think this is the idea of how would that look like here in the United States.
Yeah. So that was good. Okay, guys. So now, as you mentioned, one of the pathways students can take is to do the first 2 years of their undergrad. I'm going to call undergrad the whole thing, but they do the first 2 years at a community college, and then they transfer to a university where they will do the 2 other years and therefore complete the 4 years of their higher education and get at the end a bachelor degree, right? An undergrad degree. These 2+2 programs, it seems to be very popular, and it's getting way more popular as time goes. For you, Irene, why do you think that 2+2 are getting so much traction in this past few years?
So I think they're getting very popular just because a lot of people are realizing that it's a very smart and convenient decision to do when you're deciding your college career, because starting off your first 2 years of college at a community college saves you a ton of money, as we mentioned before. And when you're doing your 2 years at the community college, you'll be able to take all of your general education classes. So all these classes don't really have to do anything with your final degree, like if you're getting a bachelor's degree. And then when you transfer to the bigger university, which will definitely be more expensive, you won't have to worry about taking all of those general classes because you already took them at your community college. So of course, financially, it helps you a lot.
Awesome. And can you tell a little bit about, can you mention maybe some of the universities that your community colleges have, partnership with, that the students that choose to go to either Bellevue or I'm going to ask you again, the Central College, the Florida Central College?
College of Central Florida.
College of Central Florida. Guys, I've been trying to say this name for 30 times. College of Central Florida. College of Central Florida. I'm not going to forget anymore. Anyway, can you mention some of the good names that students will be able to, if they choose to go to your community college, they'll be able to transfer to. So start with you, Irene, maybe this one.
Sure. So we have partnerships with a few different universities, the first one being the University of Central Florida. So we are located in Ocala, Florida, which is about 2 hours away from Orlando, which many of you may know for Disney World and a lot of our amusement parks. So the University of Central Florida is located in Orlando, and we kind of have like a direct connection with them. So if you complete your associate's degree here, you have guaranteed acceptance to that university. And we also have the University of South Florida, which is in Tampa. That's a bit below Orlando, and it's the same thing. If you do your AA here at the College of Central Florida, you'll be guaranteed acceptance there as well. And the third college that we have is FAMU, which is Florida Agricultural University, I believe, and it's the same thing. So, yeah.
Cool, nice. And is it only universities in Florida, or you guys happen to have other in other states as well?
So for us, it's just in Florida, but even, you know, if you get your associate's degree here, other colleges in the U.S. will still like accept your credits. So it's definitely a possibility to transfer to a college outside of Florida.
Awesome. If you could choose a different state, where would you live in the U.S.?
Ooh. I personally really like Florida, but maybe Wisconsin. It's a bit colder up there, but I have a lot of family up there, and I think it would be nice to live there.
Okay. All right. Okay. So how about in Bellevue College? Which good names will people be able to transfer to?
Sure. So we actually have agreements with 17 different universities, and students can transfer within the Washington state as well as the outside of the Washington state. So some of the schools that we partner with are Arizona State University, California State University. Then we have Gonzaga University, Oregon State, Seattle University, San Francisco. So as I mentioned, 17 different schools, and I will share the link to those in a moment. So how it works at Bellevue College is that because we partnered with those universities, at the time of a student applying to Bellevue College, and if they are interested to transferring to any of those universities that we partner with, they can choose that school at the time of applying, and they will receive the conditional admissions letter to that school. And the positive about this is that when a student goes for the visa interview, they can show the U.S. consular that they already got the conditional admissions to the university, so that they have a plan. Because one of the common questions at the visa appointment is usually, what is your plan, after you complete the associate degree? So, that is definitely helpful for students to have that letter, and they can always explain, I'm going to do 2 years at Bellevue College, and then I'm going to transfer to Arizona State University, and they can show them the admissions letter. So that can definitely help them in getting that visa.
Cool, amazing. So guys, I hope it's starting to get clear what the 2+2 program is, right? So you do the first 2 years at a community colleges, which are these smaller colleges where you're going to have like smaller class. You're going to have a way deeper and closer relationship with your professors. They are very good at technical education as well. And then after the end of the second year, you can transfer to a university and get your full degree from that university. Some of the universities Beata and Irene just mentioned here. By the way, am I saying your name correct? Because I've been saying for a while.
Yeah,
but, yeah?
It's correct.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna put here on the chat, by the way, the link of universities that are that you will be able to transfer to if you pick to go to Bellevue College, for example. And Irene, if you do have the same link as well for your college, it'd be great to put it. If not, that's okay. We're gonna put your contact, and people will be able to get in touch with you tomorrow and later on. So that's okay. Guys, what are you thinking of this so far? Are you enjoying it? I haven't seen any single question here. I'm getting disappointed with you all. Oh, we do have a question, actually. We have someone actually asking if there are community college in Austin. Yes, there probably are, but the two lovely community colleges that are here today, one is in the Washington State, in the west coast of the U.S., so right near Canada, right near Vancouver. That's Bellevue College, and the other one is in the sunny Florida that most of the Latinos will know better here. Yeah, but okay, so let's move on to the next question. Let's talk about the job market, right? Because many of the concerns that makes people go to study in the US in the first place is that they have bigger plans for their careers, right? They are concerned of getting a better job once they're back and all that. How do you think that going to either to this 2+2 program, or even like going to a community college, can prepare them to get into the job market? I'll start that with you, Beata.
Okay. Okay, so maybe I will start with that. In Bellevue College, or I mean, around Bellevue College, we are actually located in 10 minutes from all the known tech companies. So Amazon, T-Mobile, Microsoft, everything, Expedia, everything is within 10 minutes drive from Bellevue College. And our students, international students, have experiences working in those companies, either an OPT or CPT. So either you working full-time after getting associate degree, or having CPT, so the internship. So there's a lot of opportunities when it comes, to that jobs industry within the United States, which also, of course, can lead to very good prospects in their home countries. Putting down the resume, and someone got that associate degree, work at Microsoft or Amazon, and then going back, I think it might definitely boost the students' opportunities and boost their chances of getting better jobs in their home countries later on.
Absolutely. And you mentioned something that is very nice as well, which is the OPT program, right? So basically, guys, OPT is a program that allows you to remain in the country, in this case, remain in the US for an extra period of time and have a work experience there, just like in some of the companies that I was mentioned here. Bellevue College is very close. It's located very close from Seattle, as she was mentioning. In Seattle is a big tech hub. It's a big tech center in the U.S. So lots of huge, like Microsoft, even like companies like Boeing is in Seattle, I believe, as well, right?
Yeah, Boeing is also in very close. From Bellevue College as well. Amazon actually is opening some offices in Bellevue itself. Microsoft is also located in Bellevue, T-Mobile as well. So it's actually even not Seattle, it's actually Bellevue itself, because Bellevue College is located in Bellevue.
Yeah.
So, but we are about 10-15 minutes to Seattle too. So Bellevue itself is a very vibrant, modern city, safe city. But in Washington State, you have a lot of outdoorsy stuff as well to do. But if you want even like a bigger city vibe, yeah, Seattle is just 10 minutes drive from Bellevue.
Yeah, absolutely. And can you share a little bit about your friends, for example, Irene, that you're like studying with? Do they can you share a little bit about the opportunities that they are pursuing as well as current students from a community college?
Definitely. So in Florida, we also have a lot of internship opportunities as well. And we have places such as the Kennedy Space Center. And if you're very interested in like engineering and things like that, then there would be a lot of internship and job opportunities for you here. And I think just with me and my friends and just our experience going through college, we aren't as stressed out when we finish college, because with debt, like that's a big thing that a lot of people worry about after college. So starting off at a community college helps you not have as much debt. And a lot of people here have no debt at all because they're able to get a lot of scholarships, which is so helpful when you're done with college and starting a job.
Cool, amazing. And we just got another question here regarding the campuses from you guys. Can you tell a little bit about your campus? Like, what do they look like? What's the campus experience like for people that will choose to go to your to your college? Start with maybe we'll start this one with you, Irene.
Okay, so the College of Central Florida, we have 3 campuses. Our main one is in Ocala, and as I kind of mentioned before, we have a lot of horse farms here, so it's more rural. If you're into kind of like a more quiet, less of a city place, then Ocala would definitely be the place for you. Our campus has a lot of nature, very similar to Washington. That's very like nature focused. And our other 2 colleges are located very close by, one in Citrus County and one in Levy County.
Cool, amazing. What is the Bellevue College campus like?
Yeah, so actually Bellevue College is pretty big for the community college because we are the 3rd largest public school in Washington State, but the largest among community colleges. So we do actually have a campus that is pretty big and has this, like a campus vibe that maybe students can see on TVs while watching American movies. And we have a lot of modern buildings, but we also are surrounded by nature. We are located on about 100 acres of land. So we do have a housing on campus as well. So even though we are located in Bellevue, we are not located in downtown Bellevue. We about 10 minutes drive from Bellevue. So still it's not in the middle of the city. So it does have that campus feel because it's a little excluded. But again, it's pretty close to go anywhere if you want to experience some more city city feel.
Cool, guys. I want to bring up one question from Zahra Nashida. He's saying that he's from Bangladesh, but he's actually studying as an international student in Canada right now in grade 11, as you can all see here. And he wants to know if once he completes grade 12, which would be, I guess, the last year of high school, would he be able then to apply to study at a community college? Okay, let's go with you, Irene, in that one.
Okay, so he can definitely apply before he finished high school, but he will not be able to start classes until he finishes. With our application process, you're kind of able to submit a lot of the requirements even if you haven't finished high school, but one of our requirements is to show us your final high school transcripts and diploma. So once you finish high school, you would just have to send that to us, and then you would have all of your requirements completed and you would be good to go.
Cool. Same for you, Beata?
A student can apply to Bellevue College. They don't need to have a high school completion to apply, but I mean, if they do, that's great too. And they apply online, and there are some required documents. As I mentioned before, they need to submit like a copy of passport ID page, transcript, and a bank statement, and then this is all reviewed, and everything looks good. They're getting admissions back at I-20, and they can go complete the next steps until the arrival to United States for the orientation week.
Cool.
So, kind of similar.
Nice. There it is, Zahra. Thanks for sending us this question, guys. Now, before we move on to talk a little bit about the cities and states that you're located, how could you what makes your community college different and unique, perhaps? So we'll start this one with you, Bethan.
Okay, so kind of what I was, talking about this entire time. We are one of the biggest. Well, we are the biggest among community college in Washington State. We do offer those bachelor's degrees that not every community college offers. We are community oriented. Our campus is very diverse. We do have international high school completion program as well. So kind of a lot of things that you can explore at Bellevue College. The location is great. As I mentioned, we are 10 minutes for so many known tech companies that have quarters here. So great for future career, future job opportunities. But also we are located within 15 minutes drive from Seattle International Airport. So easy commute. The Vancouver, Canada is just 3 hours drive. Just the location, you have city, you have lakes, you have mountains. So kind of everything is just in this one place. And also University of Seattle, it's also about 10 minutes drive from Bellevue College. So a lot of our students do transfer to the University of Seattle, Washington, because it's a very good known not 4-year university, but the university in Washington State. So so there's a lot of positive things to come and study at Bellevue College.
Oh, okie dokie. How about you, Irene? What makes Central Florida College? I think this time I got it right.
College of Central Florida.
College of Central Florida. Jesus Christ, my boss is gonna kill me tomorrow. What makes you guys unique and special?
So, with 2 of our programs that we have here, I think they make us a little special from other colleges in Florida, and that is our nursing program. We have many students who are interested in joining this program because it is known in our area to be a very just good program, and a lot of our nurses here end up working in our local hospitals and clinics. Another one of our kind of special programs is our equine studies program. Since we are in the horse capital of the world, many people are interested in learning more about horses and working with horses, and we actually have a farm off campus that is part of our college where our students are able to work. But even with our location too, I think it's a very good location being in Central Florida, since it's easy. It won't take as much time to travel out of Florida and to go into other southern states, and the location is still about a few hours away from many of the beaches that people are interested in. So I think that makes it in a good spot.
Absolutely. Guys, I have just another question that popped up here from Samuel Ricardo. Do I need to have any English specific level to join? Beata, do they need to present like some TOEFL results or any other English proficiency test?
Yes. So if the student wants to start at the college level, they need to provide proof of English proficiency, and Bellevue College accepts TOEFL, Duolingo, and IELTS. So either of those will work. And for Duolingo, student will need to have at least 95, for TOEFL 61, for IELTS 5.5. So yeah, if the student wants to start in the college level, they would need to submit that proof of English proficiency. If not, they will be admitted into English as a second language program, and which is a 5-level program. And then depending on which level they will start in, kind of after completion of the program, they will be able to continue into the associate level.
Cool. Great. Okay, guys. So I guess the last question I have today is, unfortunately, we need to address this, which is the COVID pandemic. How did your community college adapted to provide a safer environment for those that decide to study there? Maybe we can start this with you in Florida, Irene.
Sure. So our college, we had already had a lot of our classes online. We offered many of them. So the transition from doing in-person lecture classes to online classes was not too difficult. And I think that our professors did a great job of helping us who weren't used to doing online classes with that transition. They constantly had like an online presence. So if we needed to ask them questions, they were always checking their emails and like answering. So overall, I think we had a very smooth transition with going to online classes.
Amazing, cool. And how about in your case, Beata? What are the new measures, or what kind of changes have you applied there?
Yeah, sure. So Washington State is moving forward. There is the government announced that there might be actually a reopening of Washington State on June 30th, and if the certain number of people is vaccinated. We were mostly remote for the past year. In the summer, we started offering more classes on campus, so kind of like a hybrid style, when of course students need to fill out the forms, and to go on campus there has to be they're sanitizing everything and taking students' temperature. And then we are planning to have even more classes on campus in the fall term as well. It might not be back 100%, so it's probably still going to be a hybrid model when some classes are on campus and some classes are taught remotely. And another thing that I want to mention, I know that a lot of in a lot of countries, there is still a shortage on vaccine. So international students are eligible for vaccine in the United States. So if you decide to come here and you won't have your vaccine yet, you can go and get it in Washington State. Right now, here, everyone above 12 years old can already schedule an appointment to get the vaccine. So it's open for everyone of age 12 and above.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, the U.S. has been indeed, very fast in terms of vaccinating, especially when we compare with other countries around the world. That's great news. Okay, guys. So yeah, that was it. I mean, it was super nice to have you two here. I hope you had some, you enjoyed, right? Again, this is such an interesting topic, and the possibility, the opportunity that you gave us here at the student world to present more about this, to showcase this, the opportunities around community colleges, and how community colleges are playing such an important role in making education affordable for international students. This has been amazing. So in the name of the student world, thank you so much for joining us today here, and I hope to see you again in another episode in the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining. If you have any questions, I think my email address will be shared with you.
Absolutely. I forgot that, but yes, guys, if you have questions and you want to address them to Beata from Bellevue College, this is her email. So please write it down. I'm going to ask my colleague to also put it on the chat here. And also Irene's email as well, if you do want to get more information about applying for College of Central Florida. I got it right this time. So yeah, Irene, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And for those of you that have been watching us here for the past 50 minutes, more or less, thank you so much for joining us again. It was such a pleasure to have you here. I'm hoping that that gift that we showed at the beginning will no longer be your reaction now, and that you feel more hopeful that you can pursue your education in the U.S. So again, this was the very first episode of the Student World Prime Choices. This is a weekly show, so I have, we need to book you in for next Wednesday at the exact same time. Okay. Thank you all for joining, and this is the Student World. See you next time.
Thank you.